Tonight, I'm talking about a few movies: Starship Troopers, A League of Their Own, Public Enemies, Unforgiven, Ocean's 11, RoboCop, The Faculty, and Dracula 2000. I recommend all of these films except one. I do not recommend Dracula 2000. But let's dive right in, guys. Third week of April. First film I watched was Starship Troopers, directed by Paul Verhoeven. This guy's starting to become one of my favorites, guys. One of my favorite directors. He's up there with Michael Mann, Cronenberg. This guy is the man. He kills it with another satire, guys. All right, you've got the military is wearing like Nazi-inspired uniforms, guys. You've got a news update is like Mormon extremists visit Bug World and get killed, and then let's just start genociding the bugs, And you've got white people in Buenos Aires, that shows like they've colonized that area. So I find that hilarious. But this is a 1997 sci-fi action horror. Casper Van Dien, Dina Meyer, Denise Richards, Jake Busey, Neil Patrick Harris. You've got Clancy Brown, Michael Ironside. They sucked his brains out. Michael Ironside probably steals the show, guys. The movie gets some flack for it has like Beverly Hills 90210 acting, and Paul Verhoeven claims that's kind of the point, guys. But 5 stars out of 5, guys. I really love this film, and Dina Meyer, she's so fine as Dizzy, and I won't talk about the plot too much because I don't want to spoil this great movie for you guys. But it's just really funny how the military is so fascist and what you have to do to become a citizen, you know what I mean? The CGI really holds up. I think the action holds up. Patrick Schrader in the chat says a masterpiece. Damn right, man. 5 stars out of 5. I want to watch Verhoeven's filmography now. I think I'm going to watch Basic Instinct next. But, I find it funny at times. It's violent. But it's not too grotesque, It's not gore porn. And, yeah, I think it's a great satire, guys. So 5 stars out of 5 for Starship Troopers. Ooh, excuse me. Second film I watched the third week of April is a family favorite, a baseball movie, guys, A League of Their Own, directed by Penny Marshall in 1992. This stars Tom Hanks, Gina Davis, Lori Petty, Madonna, Rosie O'Donnell, also John Lovitz in a great small role as a scout. David Strathairn is really good in this too. Bill Pullman makes an appearance. And this movie is it's really easy to watch, and it's a little too sweet. It's a little too cute. That's why I don't rate it harder than 4 out of 5 stars. The very beginning and the very end are really unnecessary. It's kind of like a Hallmark movie, guys. But I'm telling you, this is it's got to be up there with the top 10 baseball movie for sure, maybe top 5. And it's really heartwarming. It's funny, thanks to Tom Hanks, I think. He plays a drunk, has-been ball player, And I like when he scratches his balls. Instead of giving a sign to steal or like hit and run or do a play on the field, he scratches his balls. And David Strathairn, he's like the marketing guy for this women's baseball league. He's like, I like that move when you scratch your balls in the bottom of the 8th inning. And then Tom Hanks like goes, he hawks like a huge tobacco chunk on his shoe. It's pretty funny. But Lori Petty, Gina Davis, they're the stars. Madonna, I don't really like her, but she's actually pretty good in this. And when they go out in the night of the town, they get all drunk. That's really fun. But yeah, man, League of Their Own, 4 stars out of 5. Highly recommend, even if you don't like baseball. It's a great, it's a road movie too, Third film I watched, third week of April. Public Enemies, directed by one of my favorite directors, Michael Mann. Patrick Schrader says, "Don't get the clap." Let me backtrack to the previous movie, League of Their Own. Tom Hanks' character signs a baseball to like some 8-year-old kids, and he signs it with "Don't get the clap." That's like a really good line. But third film I watched, guys, Public Enemies, 2009 crime film, a period piece. Johnny Depp plays John Dillinger. Oops. Christian Bale plays Melvin Purvis, the FBI agent on his tail. Marion Cotillard plays the love interest. You got Jason Clarke. Stephen Dorff, he's a really mean gangster in this one. And Stephen Lang plays a beefy FBI agent. But yeah, Patrick, he says he haven't watched Public Enemy since theaters. Definitely watch it again. This is my first watch since, 2011 or so. And I gave it 4.5 out of 5, guys. I'll tell you why you need to watch this. You got Michael Mann directing. You have Dante Spinotti, guys, on the cinematography. Some people don't like shooting in digital, but he really makes it look awesome. For I think it's the 1920s or 30s, late 20s, and you would think you want to shoot it in like a retro style, but nah, dude. Somehow they make it work, and it looks beautiful. You've got excellent shootouts. I love a good heist movie, guys, and there's multiple heists in this. Getaways, pretty thrilling, and I don't care for Johnny Depp much, but he's fine. He does a good job here. And some reviews I read, it kind of hints at how the surveillance state is coming into play. The things the FBI has to do to keep track of people, keep people down. So that's thrown in there as well. But great supporting cast, guys. This is up there with Michael Mann's best. So Public Enemies, highly recommend. Next movie I watched, guys, Unforgiven. This has, directed by Clint Eastwood, 1992. 5 stars out of 5, guys. Clint Eastwood directing and starring in the lead role as Bill Muddy. Gene Hackman as the mean, corrupt sheriff. Morgan Freeman as the sidekick to Clint. So those are the 3 mains right there. And this has a third act for the ages, y'all. That last third is it is really an all-timer, and this felt like a first watch, man. I probably watched it in high school 20 years ago or so, and it felt really fresh to me. But it's gotta be in my top 5 westerns now, man. And I really like the Clint and Morgan Freeman working together. Gene Hackman, rest in peace. He plays a real piece of shit sheriff, man. Doesn't really treat women very well, but they make the men to be really scummy in this. So it's not like you're really rooting for these gentlemen. But it's like, just be warned. There is some violence against females in this, but you know, some pretty good action. There's really tense dialogue moments, guys. Like the way people face off against each other. You kind of don't know how somebody's going to react. Are they going to shoot? Are they going to kill somebody? Are they going to shoot up the saloon, you know? And I think it's shot pretty well too. I like the rain scenes when they're riding their horses. Kind of a road movie. Patrick says one of the greatest third acts in history. I absolutely agree. 5 stars out of 5, guys. Watch Unforgiven. And next movie I watched is Ocean's 11. I had to revisit this because I wanted something easy, guys. And as a teenager, this shit was on TNT or TBS freaking every month, every other week it seemed like. And you've got an epic cast, guys. Ooh, excuse me. There's at least like 12 people you'll recognize. Tons and tons of good actors. Clooney, Pitt, Andy Garcia. Andy Garcia has a very specific walk. I love how he strolls, man. He like waves his arms up and down. Who doesn't like a good heist movie? You know, it's pretty slick. It's directed by Steven Soderbergh in the year 2001. I think it holds up, man. Just the planning of the heist, meeting all the cool characters, and the execution of the heist. Are they going to get away? The troubles that might derail the heist. Really entertaining. But I haven't seen this in like 10 or 15 years, so it felt solid, but it's something I probably won't watch for a while, because in my next video I watched Ocean's 12 and I didn't like that one. I shouldn't have watched them back to back because I was burnt out. But a really cool movie, you know? Next film, RoboCop, guys. Directed by guess who? Paul Verhoeven. This is early, 10 years before Starship Troopers, 1987. Patrick says Ocean's 11, rare time, the remake is superior to the original. I have never seen the OG Ocean's 11. Kind of curious about it. RoboCop. 5 stars out of 5 for RoboCop, y'all. I like how it critiques corporatism, corporate greed. They're real pieces of shit, scumbags, man. All the head people at the corporate entity. What's that place called? I forgot what the Omni Consumer Products, is that the corporation? But Peter Weller was RoboCop, Nancy Allen as the sidekick. An all-time villain performance by Kurtwood Smith as Clarence Boddicker. He's got to be in top 10 villains of all time, y'all. Miguel Ferrer, rest in peace. And yeah, really violent at times, but it's Verhoeven's asking the question, like, are you guys enjoying this? Should you be? RoboCop gets done dirty, dude. They blast that mofo up in the beginning of the film. Spoilers. I mean, it's early in the movie. I can spoil that. But Kurtwood Smith, man, when he says bitches leave, that shit's so good. And just RoboCop getting out there, cleaning up the streets, tracking down all the baddies, you know. There's like a good falling action in this. So yeah, man, 5 stars out of 5 for action crime masterpiece RoboCop. Watch it. Highly recommend. Second to last film I watched the 3rd week of April is The Faculty. I always give this 5 stars, but I gave it 4.5 out of 5. Directed in 1998 by Robert Rodriguez, director of El Mariachi, Desperado, Spy Kids. Really good stuff here, guys. Kind of has the Thing vibe. It's aliens in high school, and it was shot near my hometown, Austin, in Lockhart, Texas. Josh Hartnett, Elijah Wood, Jordana Brewster. Probably a lot of male had a crush on her back in the day. Clea Duvall, she's cute too. Sean Hatosi, Laura Harris. Salma Hayek is also in this. Famke Janssen, ooh, dude, she's so fine in this, for real. Christopher Donald, I like when he says no more flogging the bishop. And he's holding that Playboy magazine like he's about to read it. Robert Patrick, guys. Usher's completely worthless in this. Jon Stewart's not bad in this either, so. Patrick says the most realistic version of going to high school in the 90s. Dude, they make that high school look so violent, dirty, and crime-riddled. There's so much, like, effed up stuff going on at that school. But hey, man, excellent sci-fi horror right here, guys. It flows really well, and you just don't know who's turning, who's good, who's bad. It keeps you guessing. And man, yeah, I won't lie. Josh Hartnett's hair was a mess, but I tried to emulate that because I thought it was so cool, and all the chicks dug it, you know. So, but yeah. I didn't give it 5, dude, because the ending is so odd. Spoilers. Like, Zeke, who is like anti-authoritarian, it decides to play football. And like, Famke Janssen, the teacher, is like trying to be with the student. It's kind of gross. So I'm like, that's the dumbest ending. It's like the Breakfast Club ending. Like, it shouldn't have ended that way, you know? But anyways, I give that one 4.5 out of 5. Dracula 2000. Alright, last film to talk about, y'all. So, I've had... look at that. Look at Gerard Butler. I think this is his first movie, dude. Gerard Butler. He plays Dracula. You got Christopher Plummer as Van Helsing. Johnny Lee Miller from Hackers. Hack the Planet, baby. Who else? Omar Epps, Jennifer Esposito, Sean Patrick Thomas. He was like in all the early 2000s stuff. Rapist Danny Masterson, scumbag. Lachlan Monroe, dude. I like this guy. This Canadian actor's legit. But dude, this is a pretty goofy movie. The CGI is crap. There's some okay, like I guess you call them slasher moments. Like a character's like creeping towards danger, it's building up, and then bam, you know, something bad happens. So there's some okay horror moments, but The Matrix came out like a year before this, so they try and do like wire work and like some action bits. It's so stupid, man. So out of place and so dumb. I didn't like any of the characters. They're not very charming. They're not funny, and I just think this movie is a freaking mess. It might be worth checking out. If I give a film 3 stars, that means check it out, or I recommend. 2 out of 5. It wasn't a complete waste of time, y'all, but not a fan of Dracula 2000. So there you go, guys. I watched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 films the third week of April.